So Toyota lands 20 million to bring this pint-sized EV with a solar roof to life. Toyota Comes 2012. Model Comes 2002. A show car of the second generation Comes was unveiled at the 2007 Tokyo Motor Show. So that was October the 15th, 2025. I mean, that's a brilliant idea. More and more manufacturers seem to be moving towards smaller EVs, which I think is ideal. That's basically electric golf carts for round town. The ones that you can just charge from a 3-pin plug and they'll be charged in a few hours. Not ones that take you 3 days to charge from a 3-pin plug and cost a fortune. Something economical that can get you to the shops and back. So it's a pretty good idea. They've also got another project on the go. Now this is really interesting. Toyota and Partners innovative car sharing project in Grenoble shares first results. Over 1,000 users have registered for the service Citroen Lib by Hamo, and it's got a 92% satisfaction rate. The project involves Toyota and this iRoad and Coms Hamo car sharing platform, and Partners EDF. There's my dyslexia coming out, but that looks like Soditol to me when it's Sodatrel. The city of Grenoble, Grenoble Alps Metropole and car sharing operator Citroen Lib. Grenoble, it's been 18 months since the launch of the very innovative car sharing experiment in the French Alps city of Grenoble, and the project partners shared today the first results in terms of user profiles and usage, based on the idea that using several means of transport in combination, so-called multimodality, was one of the keys to solving city traffic gridlock and pollution. The project makes available 70 ultra-compact electric vehicles. So only 70, but there's 1,000 users have registered. The Toyota iRoad and Coms on a sharing platform called Hamo, Harmonious Mobility. These eco-vehicles can be hired up to 1 hour before use and are located in one of 27 charging stations installed and operated by Sodatrel, a subsidiary of French energy company EDF. The stations can handle the service's proprietary badge or any existing public transport subscriber badge. People can use them either in a round trip or one-way pattern, and they can be booked on a smartphone. Users can also plan their multimodal city trips by connecting to the Grenoble Metropolis Route Planning Service, Metro Mobilité. Citroen Lib by Hamo combines all the innovations of existing car sharing service, adding the multimodal emphasis, which is not typically found in other car sharing services. Over 1,000 people have signed up for the service to date. When comparing Citroen Lib by Hamo to other car sharing services in their first months of operation, we find the result very encouraging, said Martin Lesage, director of Citroen Lib. First findings halfway through the project. Scheduled to take place over 3 years, vehicle data and user surveys have started to reveal the first usage patterns amongst the main findings. The vehicles are used more during the week than on weekends. The peak usage times of day are the same as for other transport modes: in the morning, commute hours, at lunchtime and in the late afternoon. The average trip is 5 kilometres, well below the maximum range of 35 to 50 kilometres of the electric vehicles, proving that small EVs are very suitable for city use. I mean, honestly, I've said this all along. Absolutely ideal. My Citroen Ami, 46 mile range, 28 mile an hour, is more than acceptable for the city runs and the morning runs and the lunchtime and coming home from work. The average rental duration is 45 minutes. Again, I'd probably need 20 to 30 minutes to get home. Most riders, 75%, use the one-way option, picking up the vehicle at one station and dropping it off at another. 20% of users keep the vehicle for a stopover. The most frequently used charging stations are the two located close to the train station, with a good spread in reservations across the other 25 stations in Grenoble and neighbouring communes. User profile. Now, it's about time they did a study like this. Instead of just making vehicles for customers that don't exist, that's what we need to know. What customers and what their profiles are who would benefit from an EV. That's the information we need to drill down on in order to make EVs sell and become popular. So I'm glad they've, it's about time they've done this study. User profiles. What have they been doing they've been trying to give EVs away for 5 years, and now all of a sudden they do a study like this. What were they thinking of? User profiles. Focus groups and surveys were also conducted to understand the demographics of Citroen Lib by Hamo. They like loading keywords in this article. Users and their transport habits. Here the data shows that, although the service attracts all kinds of profiles, the average user is a 36-year-old man, typically college educated with a white-collar job. Students, which are a big part of the Grenoble population during the academic year, represent 14% of customers. 43% have a subscription to existing public transport services, city trams and buses, regional commuter trains or national rail. 54% also take a bicycle 2 or 3 times a week and 41% on a daily basis. 74% own at least one car. The service enjoys a very good image. 92% of polled active users are satisfied or very satisfied when compared to other transport modes. Users value the practicality and the ecological aspects first, before other features like time saving, fun, speed and cost savings. For Toyota, this experiment will demonstrate the potential of small electric vehicles for urban trips and define the optimal conditions for their use as part of a car sharing service that is complementary to the public transport. It will also contribute to the development of the IT platform, Hamo, that supports the service. User community and future perspectives. Citroen Lib by Hamo recently created a users club to refine the understanding of customer needs and create a community around the project. Several suggestions have already been taken on board. Softer suspensions were fitted on all the iRoads, increasing the reservation window from 30 to 60 minutes, simplifying the pricing structure to €1 per 15 minutes of usage. The goal of the first year was to get the project up and running and bring all charging stations and vehicles online, as well as start the promotion towards the population of Grenoble and environs. In the second year, the partners look to increase the user community from the current 1,000 to obtain more data and increase vehicle use. The third year will be dedicated to fine-tuning the operational business model of such city car sharing scheme. One of the areas being explored is to make the Toyota Comms available to 16 to 18-year-olds as an alternative mobility solution to two-wheelers by giving them access to a low-cost and safe four-wheeled vehicle that is limited in speed. The partners are currently working with a driving school to be able to provide drivers education prior to giving access to the vehicle to young drivers. The Grenoble Metropole is home to one of the best transport networks of France. 5 tram lines, 350 kilometres of cycle tracks, 7,000 rental Metrovelos. A major player in the energy transition, the EDF Group installs, manages and maintains a network of 27 charging stations through its subsidiary, Sodetrol. The aim is to develop new products and dedicated services such as a single badge that can be used both for public transport and the car sharing service. Located in the heart of the Alps, Grenoble Alps Metropole continues to generate innovations, ranked by Forbes among the most innovative cities in the world, 5th position in the 2013 ranking. Well, blimey, that's going back a bit. The Metropole boldly embraces experiments with 450,000 inhabitants and 49 communes. As I say, it's about time somebody's come up with a scheme like this, isn't it? We had the Boris bikes and so on. Now you can get a nice little electric vehicle to to and from the train station, where you go for €1. I mean, wait, so when did this report come out? May 26th, 2016. Well, but look at the vehicles. That looks like a 3-wheeler, that looks like a 4-wheeler. I mean, look at that one at the end. That would be ideal for me, just going to work. I've got a 2-seater Ami. I don't need 2 seats. I need me and somewhere to put my camera bag. 26th of May 2016. Well, let's just have a look. Toyota Cons, 2012. Model Cons 2002. A show car of the second generation Cons was unveiled at the 2007 Tokyo Motor Show, with the production version being introduced by Toyota Autobody in July 2012. The car has a full charge range of 50 kilometres under JCO8 and fully charges in about 6 hours using a 100-volt home grid. It has a maximum speed of 60 kilometres, 37 miles per hour, faster than my Ami. The single motor delivers a power of 5 kilowatts, 6.8 PS, to the rear wheels with a torque output of 40 newton meters, 30 foot-pounds. The 12-volt lead acid battery pack has a capacity of 52 amp hours. I've got a 100 amp hour leisure battery in the back of my Citroen Ami. The second generation Cons also has various comfort improvements compared to its predecessor: a more comfortable ride, a driving position comparable to that of a larger car, and a turning radius of 3.2 meters. The car frame is made up of steel. The car suspension is made up of McPherson struts in the front and a beam axle in the rear, with front disc brakes and rear drum brakes, which is basically what EVs have moved towards now. The only thing is now they say that the drum brakes, because of regen braking, you don't really need discs on the back, and also the drums collect all the brake dust, all the harmful brake dust, making EVs even greener. Cobblers. While the production car only has 1 seat, there were plans to install an extra seat and seatbelt in the cargo area that would convert the Cons into a 2-passenger vehicle allowed on public roads. In Japan, the Cons is a light vehicle classified as Type 1 motorised quadricycle. I can't read that. According to the Road Transport Vehicle Act, and as a minicar, according to the Road Traffic Act. Whatever that is. Now, look at that vehicle. Look at the vehicles they're coming out with now. This was the Cons 2. Just show that. That's a Cons 2. That is a nice thing, really, and would be brilliant just knocking around town. But it first came out in 2000. Let's just have a look at this. So the first generation Cons was introduced by Iveco in June 2000. The car has a maximum speed of 50 kilometers per hour. Its estimated maximum range is 35 to 40 kilometers, depending on specs, and the battery is fully charged in 8, 10 or 13 hours using a 100-volt home grid. Now, let's see if we can blow this up. That's not so nice. That car reminds me of the robot in Lost in Space from when I was a kid, not the latest one. So they've known really from 2000 what they needed to do. They definitely knew in 2016 because they were doing it and seeing how it worked with a nice looking vehicle. And in 2025 they've come up with this. It's what electric vehicles should be, EV. Not big 2.5, 3 ton stuff. Urban transport. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.